Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Investment Trends, where we discuss the latest news in the stock market and the economy. So as of Friday, August 1st, we closed out the month of July trading in what was another positive month for the stock market. All three major indexes were up on the month, and the NASDAQ led the way as it advanced 3.7%. The S&P 500 was up 2.2%, and the Dow was up 0.1%. This week has been a major news week, and as on Wednesday, we heard from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, which had a 97% chance that he was going to keep interest rates steady where they're at, and that's exactly what happened. So interest rates will remain steady. He quoted that he is looking at what type of inflationary impact the tariffs could have, and that is what led the decision to keep interest rates where they are at. This was obviously news that President Trump didn't want to hear. There's more and more pressure as there are other Fed governors that are coming out and dissenting from that opinion, saying that we need to start to cut interest rates in order to continue to boost up the economy. Also this week, we had some major earnings reports from some of the country's largest companies. Three of the companies that performed very well. So we had Microsoft, Facebook, and Apple, which all beat earnings expectations. And on Thursday, Microsoft and Facebook saw their stock increase sharply. Friday morning, pre-market trading, Apple is up about 2% as they beat earnings and growth expectations. On the flip side of that, Amazon, they did beat earnings expectations. However, their guidance is forecasting lower. So some weaker guidance going forward, and they saw their stock in pre-market trading on Friday down about 7%. Also in the news as of Friday morning, the new jobs report came out. It looks like we added 73,000 jobs, which was much lower than the 100,000 that we had in expectations. So this news, plus a brand new kind of adjustment in last minute adjustments by President Trump to tariffs, has pre-market trading down sharply. So we saw the Dow is down in the pre-market about 450 points, the Dow futures are. So that will be something to keep an eye on, is what type of impact these tariffs will have now that we have approached this August 1st deadline. And there's been some last minute adjustments by President Trump to the tariffs. Also, many are starting to believe that with this weaker than expected jobs report that we saw, they are now predicting about a 63% chance we could see an interest rate cut in September. So that's what I've got for this week. As I mentioned, it's been a big week as far as market and economic news goes. So if you're following any stocks or have any that are top of mind, please leave a comment below.